Alright, doing a brand new run of Astroneer in my stupid crappy studio. This is my home office. I've been playing Astroneer for a couple of years, and I just bought a new robot suit today, so we're going to try that out. This game video might just be awesome, the greatest thing you've ever seen. It might totally suck. I'm playing, I'm gonna have fun, we're going to try this out. So we're going to start a new adventure in Astroneer. I'm going to use my new suit that I unlocked. Oh, I need to change my face, because I got happy blue. There we go, we're going to try that. Did I buy a hat? No, that's locked. I don't want it anyway. I got my super happy face. I don't want spooky. I bought that. Alright. So just regular gameplay. Probably not going to beat the game during this playthrough. I've never beat it. But I like exploring. I like playing around in bases and harvesting materials and having fun. So, let's start. Let's launch into a brand new gameplay. Let's see what happens. Now, one thing I don't like is that once you start a game playthrough, you can't change your person. At least not that I've found. So I started a map just a little while ago just to test out my robot suit. Hit F. Get out of there. And that planet was awesome. So I'm hoping that this has all the resources that I want right close. So when you start this game, let's put you into a little pad. You can come up here to the door, press F, and it'll save your game. That's important because you want to save often. It's already crashed on me once today. And you start off with some start off equipment. Come in here, you press F to examine it. We're going to cursor click, and we got an oxygenator. Escape. So this is going to provide me with oxygen as I'm out running around doing stuff. Doesn't take any power. It just runs. And I also got a medium printer and a small starting platform. So you unpack the platform, you unpack the printer, then you click and drag over here. Use C and V to twist it around, nice and easy. And then I gotta plug this in. So I'm gonna click and drag it into there. Cool, full power. Awesome. Now this is kind of nice. I'm right next to a mountain, which is good for, there's lots of bites. All these little nodules. I collect that. Some nodules or whatever they're called, don't care. I just need the bites. Ooh, nice. When I first start any game, the first thing I do is run around looking for these crashed sections, because there's always some good equipment on there that you can just get for free. So one thing you got to do, hit Q, and I can see up here I've got my little oxygen bar. When that gets real low, you start suffocating and dying. So the first thing I like to do, oh, there's one, is just kind of explore my area, see what's going on, see what my wife is texting me about. These are nice too because if I dig that down, there's always a squeaker horn. Some of the stuff in this game is just, they've added it, I get it, multiplayer, but it's just, figure out how the buttons work. I just don't care about it, so there's that. But yeah, I always come around looking for these crashed pods. Got some resin, I'm going to pick some of this up. My multi-tool. Now, Got a beard here. So you got this little stack of, it's a resource stack of resin. And well, you got your backpack open, hit left or right on the arrow keys, and there's a bunch of different stuff that you can make right away. Cheap stuff. So oxygen filters, I always build a couple of these right out of the gate so that I'm out running around. Just gives me more oxygen, obviously. Filters oxygen up out of the air, so I just grab a couple of stacks of these. And I tend to not care about just absolutely destroying this planet, because I never end up like staying on Sylva, the starting planet. I always try to just fart around a little bit, get enough bytes and resources going so that I can get a ship and get to Glacio as soon as possible. Because like these right here, these research samples, when I scan this, it's going to give me 22 bytes, 20 bytes. It's little tiny amounts. If I hit tab, I open up the research panel. And so some of these things need 2,000 bytes, 12,000 bytes. Some of these are really expensive. So for me to unlock these and be able to use them and build them and use them, I need a lot of bytes. So Sylva is really sucky at giving you the bytes that you really truly need. Glacio, I've found, I'm sure there's other planets that are better, but I really like Glacio because there's the resources that I need, like iron and titanite, hematite and titanite, to make iron and titanium. But the research is far better on Glacio. If I pick up a research sample on Glacio, I'm looking at like 300-400 bytes per collection. So I always just like to spend a little bit of time running around my area, seeing what I got to work with. I saw some clay back there and some ammonium. I really like that. Ammonium for rockets. Clay for clay's not really used for anything other than ceramic. You smelt it, make some ceramic. There's 30, that ain't bad. And ceramic's used for some stuff, obviously. So that's all right. I didn't really let me refill my can. See, I'm out of oxygen filters. Another thing you want to do is make canisters, because as you're digging around through the soil, you can collect that soil into your canisters and make bridges and stuff. We'll get to that. Let's grab some more resin. I don't know if you can hear it dinging. That tells you, hey, I got a whole stack. I got another stack. Ooh, jump, 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 jump. So let's go over here. I kind of already went that way. I'll go look over this way. See what's around here. And you can hit tab at any time to see how many bytes you have on you to spend. About 350. It's a big old hole. These research items you can't do yourself. You got to put them into a research chamber. But these on Sylva, that's only worth about 250. Small amounts. Ooh, what's over here? That looks like it's got a small wind turbine, which generates power. Let's grab that. It goes right on my backpack, but I don't want it there. On the left side. There's a reason. That's my setup. That's how I like things. See, I can see my oxygen is starting to go down, so I'll build some more oxygen filters. So that I can, so you've got your backpack, and then if that's Q, if you hit E, it shows your multi-tool. And there's 3 slots on your multi-tool. Your, I don't even know what it's called. Exo extractor. I'm sure it's got a name. Devs call it. So I can fill up those with resin too. Cool. Grab one more. And again, I'm not really trying to collect anything other than resin right now. Okay, I got 3. Full backpack. I'm just looking around, trying to see what I got to work with. Seeing where some of these starting some of my resources are. Gonna need a lot of. Okay, so there's copper over here. These are copper. Well, it's not copper. When you smelt it down in a furnace, it'll be copper. Just looking around. You can always kind of see where your home is. Oh, I lost it. It's on the other side of this mountain. But there's usually a nice, large, giant marker, kind of pinpointing where your where your base is. Yeah, you can see it over here. You can see there's a little house. That hurt. You can die. I probably will die a couple times. It's usually from falling like an idiot or lack of oxygen. Yeah, you can see there you can see my little house. Alright, so there's not a lot going on. Jump. Another thing I like to do is start going underground as soon as possible, because there's lots of resources that you need underneath there. So I'm going to take that off and that off. Your backpack, your area always looks like a hot mess at the beginning because you're just getting stuff going. Leave that. So I need some tethers to extend my oxygen cable, and that's used here with compound. So we're just going to grab a whole bunch of this compound, fill it all up. And again, I don't mind digging these big holes in my starting planet because I'm not going to be here long. 1, 2, I can fill it back up. So I've got my soil canister here. I can tell that I've got a bunch of soil in there. So if I've got my tool out, and if I hit V, it's going to put it into a flatten. So it's going to look at the polygon that it's sitting on. And now if I start start using my tool, it's going to flatten out that area either by adding soil or removing soil to keep it on that same plane, that same polygon. So I'll cover this up later. It's not a big deal. Who cares? But what I don't need is oxygen. Keep forgetting to look at that. Just get so busy with, oh, this is so fun, just destroying everything. I'm almost out of air. More. Come on, come on. So yeah. Not really doing anything. Just kind of looking. I'm gonna flatten all this area out because I'm going to make the entrance to the underground layers right here. This is actually pretty nice. So that a lot of people have different approaches to this. My approach is I don't like to be too far away from my cave entrances. I like to be pretty close so I'm not traveling all over the place to come back here. So I'm gonna, I don't need a generator, don't need a printer, tether bundle. So I'm just gonna make a bunch of these because I am gonna be going on a journey. I know lots of people got different kind of play styles. Some people are trying to rush through it. I take my time. I'm in no hurry. Okay, so I got a bunch of tethers. That's a bunch. So you can see the line that's following me. That means I'm connected to oxygen and power. There's oxygen and power flowing through there. So if I hit T, it's automatically going to place a tether where I'm standing on the ground. And then I'll go for a while, and then it's going to disappear. And right where it disappears, you hit T again. So it's a pretty handy little system. To just hit T, drop the tether line, and go to town. So there's always a trick to, to going down. You can go down super steep. I mean, I could dig this straight down if I want, but the ramp that you're going to build, the angle depends on how fast you can or cannot, I like that, run or walk up it. And it's really effective, or it's actually really apparent how well that works when you're trying to carry stuff. When you're trying to carry stuff up and down. So you notice I've got this kind of just stuck on the flatten mode. I'm just trying to go down a level, nice and smooth. And this is just my play style. I like to have a nice wide, because pretty soon I'm going to have a tractor and trailers coming up and down here, and so I'd rather just kind of spend a little bit of time at first getting this all nice and smooth, a little wide. Now you notice it's taken a little bit longer to go through this material than the other material because it's different hardness. So I'll have to unlock drills here. Let me go under it. Yeah, that's a fun thing. Hey devs, can we make it so when these drop they just stay there? Anyway, so yeah, when I get a different drill, there's 3 different levels of drills. There's 1, 2, and 3. Obviously, there's different hardnesses of soil material. So I will eventually unlock the other. There's something right there. Quartz, which I'll need later. We like to dig up too, so that the camera in the game doesn't have to work too hard. I want to be able to see behind me. Now this quartz I'm picking up, but that's use that to make different components, beacons. You smelt it to make glass, to make oxygen can. Oops, got my. Speaking of oxygen. So yeah, that's one thing I like about this game. Is just you need this to make that, but it's not as complex as like Factorio. I don't have 1,000 different things. I think there's 9 or 10, maybe 12 core components, and from that you make a few other things. More higher tier items. This kind of sucks coming right into this. It's alright. It's okay. We'll make it work. Look at this, nice and smooth. Dolphin smooth. Let me allow another line. Keep it going, keep it going, keep it going, keep the party going. So this kind of sucks here because I don't really have a nice flat surface to build a floor in here. So you kind of just got to pick some angle that you like that's relatively flat. Again, this depends on your play style. Some people don't care because they just don't care. I do. It's fun. Nice flat surfaces. That way when I run back through here, I'm not bouncing up and down all over the place. Just kind of get you some lanes. Go through. Get back up to my oxygen. I don't spend a bunch of time on this, but it's just nice having little walkways and paths to make it a little bit easier on me. One thing to note as you go down further, it's towards the center of the core of the planet that gravity alters. Get to a point where you jump and it's going to take you a few seconds to land back down. Okay, let's smooth this out just a little bit more. Cool. tether. Explore a little bit. What's back here? Nothing. Okay, so this kind of sucks. It'll be alright. So I like to make this smooth and wide for multiple reasons. One, like I said, it's just nicer to have it nice and flat. Two, another reason is, go back up here. Depending on your angle that you make these, you get to slide down them pretty quick. So I'm on fast run, and it's just going to let me slide. So it's really a quick way to get down to where you're going, right, happy guy? Yep. So this is there's multiple levels. I don't know if there's like an exact number of levels down that you can go per planet, but I've never counted. I don't know. So this is one level. We're gonna keep going down. Is it really just the next? Oh, it just opens up. It's fun. Okay, that's fine. I try to make my ramps to the next level as close as I can to just being a straight shot. In fact, I could probably do that. Let's just do that. Oops, I don't want to flatten that wall. I want to tear it down. Oops. That's what I'm going to do. Just have a little split here, an off ramp to this level. And then I go down to the next level. Down the thing. One thing I am going to do here, it's already going down, but I want it to go down a little bit more, at a different angle, so that it starts going down, because it's a small planet, and if I just kept that same plane, I wouldn't go down as much as I want to, if that makes sense. I'd just be kind of going, I'd be going this way through the surface of the planet, and I'd eventually just come out at some point. I want to keep going down towards the core. Oops. There's the next level. Right here. So let me grab this plane again. So it's flat. Flat surface. I always get focused on not falling off the edge, and I keep forgetting to hit T to lay my next tether pole. This is nice. So we're coming at a nice, pretty gentle angle. And that blue line, the circle, is outlined in blue by my soil canisters. So the blue is how much I have left. The black is how much I've used in comparison to all of the canisters in my backpack. Later on, I'll have about 4, sometimes 6 soil canisters. So it'll take longer for that blue bar to fill up. It's just a nice indicator so you can see right away, hey, I'm almost out of soil. Another tether. Cool. I got some aluminum back here, some laterite. Ooh, nice. I forget what that's, hematite. I forget what it's called actually, but zinc is needed to make some of the components. Okay. For your drill, and your mod tools for your drill. I call it a drill. I don't know what it's called. Who gives a crap? Thingamabobberjig. So, just gonna start smoothing out. You'd think I'd know what everything's called as much as I've played this game. I've been playing since Alpha. Came out in 2016. When it was, I don't know, it's not really released, but that they started really hardcore developing on it. This will be nice, and I can have this come out. Grab another plane. Can have this area almost out of soil. Grab some more by flattening this out. But I don't play it all the time. I just play it when I'm in the mood to relax and chill. Because it's a low-key game. There's no adversity in it. I don't have to worry about bugs or aliens attacking my base and destroying a bunch of stuff. Oops, I need some more air. So it's just I'm a programmer by trade, so I'm always thinking all day, trying to figure stuff out, solutions, meetings, helping team members. So it's nice to come in here and not have to think too much, if that makes sense. I can just come in and, if I want to spend an hour, I can spend an hour. If I want to spend an entire Saturday, I can do that too. Like I said. Here. Ah, sunshine. Alright, so I've got some stuff. I'm just going to dump this out. Dump that out. Okay, so I've got the platform that I want unlocked. Takes 3 resin. 1, 2, 3. Take it. Now, your base shelter that you start off with has a default energy producer. This is called a RTG, I forget, radioisotopic, something. So it's constantly generating a little bit of power. You can tell how much power that you're generating if you look at these plugins areas. Around it, there are some little indicators. You can see that it's about a quarter. So if this is in half, that means it's a quarter. I don't know, whatever. So it's generating some power. You'll be able to see exactly how much power you're consuming later on when you get splitters, energy splitters, or power splitters built. But I don't have those unlocked yet, and they're not really needed. It's just kind of a fun thing. I'm not running into a situation in all my time playing this game where I'm like, I really need to split this power off. The only thing I could think of is the atmospheric condensers that you'll need to grab gases out of the atmosphere do consume a lot of power. and can drain batteries and power pretty quickly. So you can use the power splitter to say, hey, look, only deliver, if I've got 24 units of power flowing through my whole setup, only give this section the 12 or 2 that it needs, so that it doesn't do a complete drain on the system. Keep other things powered. I can also generate, if I wanted to, a small generator, and that can plug in right here to my base, or wherever it fits. Plug in some organic material, and now you can see that instead of oh, it's done. Well, that's handy. Unpack that. I tend to make my stuff at first just in a line, and you'll see why. So if I plug that in, drop this down here. Oh, I don't have any more resin. I'll have to go find some. Oh, there's some. I've already got 2 over there. That's 3 each. That's a good start. Plus I'm running out of air. So yeah, fill up my air tanks, and you can attach. You notice with the power cable, there's also an air line next on it, so that it's feeding power and air. So as I walk down here, my line automatically attaches to wherever I can get air. So I've got 4 resin there. Start building that. So you can see that it's not quite, it's not using a lot of power, but if I attach this, now there's more power available. That means this is going to go a little bit faster. Cool. So yeah, just build some platforms. Oh, I'll stretch my legs. Yeah, that's why I usually don't just stand around doing stuff. I usually just unload and go, because some of these things take a minute to process. One thing that I do like to have on me is a generator here, so that if I'm out and about, I can just grab, and it'll recharge my battery core. Turn it off with V. Let's go grab some of these more. Cool. 700. Like I said, it takes a little bit getting started, but once you get a couple of key things built, it really ramps up, which is why I like to build just a line, maybe 5 or 6 of these platform Bs, because you'll see why after a bit. But you can build some larger components and have things going. I'll grab some more resin. This is probably one of the more satisfying things in the game, is just getting your tool out, just collecting a bunch of materials. It's just so fun. I'm finding a nice thick patch of whatever I'm trying to get. Just go nuts. Especially later when you get the boost tool, the boost mod for your tool that makes it go faster. The wide mod, you got a bigger area, a bigger circle to grab resources from. It's just fun. Oh, hey. What are you doing over here all by yourself? Okay, so you'll notice that it puts it, well, it usually does, to where I on a flat surface. Usually just put these in a line. Just get a line of them going. Alright, so there's that. Drop you, drop you. You just yet. So like I said, at first it's kind of a mess. What I do need is a small printer. So there's 3 different levels or groups or types of components that you can build. This is the medium printer, and it builds things that are on the medium level. This is obviously a small printer. This builds small things, which is also a medium printer. So one thing that you'll need, at least what I need a lot of right off the bat, is some of these resin platforms. And they hold 8 groups, pods, I don't know what they're called. Of the material, the component that you're looking at. There's your technical answer right there. So I can give this a boost real quick. Put that on there, put my windmill on there. It's not adding a ton of power, but it'll help speed things up. See what happened when I turn that on? It goes from real slow to a little bit faster. And if my brother Tim's watching, sorry that I'm making you sick. He gets nauseous. Motion sick with certain games. So I've got 700 bytes. So one of the next things I'll need is the smelting furnace. You need that to smelt the laterite down to aluminum, and you need 1 aluminum to unlock the soil centrifuge. So the next thing I normally make is the smelting furnace. So I need a compound 2 resin. Just used up all my resin. Let's do this. I'll show you how this works. So I can just click it to put it on my backpack for now, go to where I need it. Let's grab some more of this. This area. Oh, of course it was right on the edge. So one thing, I gotta go back. Well, the nice thing about the small things, the small utilities that you build, it just fits right there on your backpack, so you can fit a bunch of platforms. So what I can do is take this platform, set it down, hit F to unpack it, hit F again if I want to lay it down flat, which I do a lot of because it's just nice to see all the things that you have just kind of spread out. I need to unpack that. Attach the cable. Move that over. Those plugs can stretch quite a bit. They don't go forever. You can extend these, and I'll show you real quick. You can extend. Come on. You can extend. Let's start building this around. You pick it up just with the regular mouse left click. Then you can rotate it with C and V keys on your keyboard. So you can just plop that down here, and then I can take this plug and stretch it to supply power. Now, one thing that's a nice, cool feature here is they have these extenders. I typically have them on the right, so that if I hit the V key while I'm out walking around, it just places an extender down. These are super nice for a couple of reasons. Let me detach that by clicking on it. Pick it up, rotate it with V or C. This will allow you to extend power out. So if I take this and lay it out here, it doesn't quite reach. Drag it in just a little bit. Click it in. So now the power flow changes. so that power from my main base will only go in this direction. There's reasons for that. You want your power to flow in specific directions for a reason, certain circumstances. But you can see what this does is you can line a bunch of these up, right? So if I come out here, let's just click out here, V. So they're extenders for a reason. I can really send power. Really? Come on. Just a little bit closer. Yeah, I could really send power if I want to have this thing clear out here for whatever reason. I can do that and still give this thing some power. Again, there's reasons for that. I don't think there's a limit to the extenders, their range, their power. You could drop 1,000 of them down. As far as I know, there's no limit to the number. I've seen people have a solar panel array clear out in the middle and then have all that power delivered back to the base. So what I'm doing here is I'm hitting left shift and just clicking on it, and it puts it right back into your backpack. And the feed goes away. Let's click these real quick. So anyway, just a couple of different setups that you can do. Now there's an arrow on these platforms, this red arrow. It serves zero purpose. I have not figured out if there's any rhyme or reason to why that exists on those platforms. It has nothing to do with power flow, material output. There's no reason whatsoever. Okay, so I've got some platforms out there. Let's just go ahead and add. Let's grab you back. Leave you on here. Just give you a little power boost. So I'm going to grab a couple of these on my backpack for funsies. Let's build that last one. Take you off. So yeah, let's go back here to the medium printer and start building some components. There's a large printer that I'll need to build a rocket ship a little bit later, but I need this smelting furnace. So I need one compound. It's going to need 2 resin. I have